Hello, hello. All right. This Hangout on Air is live. So, guys, this is something new I'm testing. I honestly have no idea if this is even working, if people are coming in here, trying to do a live chat Q&A for you guys to answer any questions you may or may not have. And for now, like I said, I have no idea if anyone's in here. Oh, it says 0 viewers. So let me get the link. Let's see what happens. Let me go to here. It's all my people. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Howdy. I see someone finally entered. Hold on one second. This is actually my first time doing this, and I am going to invite some other people. So whoever you are, feel free to say hello, especially if you have a question. Feel free to ask it. But I am just trying to get this whole thing figured out because I've never done this before. All right. And I don't know if it actually asked all of my subscribers. All right, there we go. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. I've got 0 viewers. So, hello, hello. Hello, hello. I think someone is here. Sorry for, I got 2 viewers now. Whoop, whoop. What's up, guys? This is actually my first time doing this live Q&A thing on using YouTube and streaming and all that. I'm just kind of testing it out to see how many people actually attend and what questions are asked and if we have a good conversation. So if I only have, I don't know if it looks like I just have 1 viewer at the moment. So whoever you are, feel free to talk and chat, which I think I'm able to see. I'm really not 100% sure. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing here, guys. This says group chat. Can you tell I'm doing this for the first time? Let me see here. Well, whoever you are, bless you for being here. You're a brave soul. Yeah, I don't really know how to do this. It doesn't seem to really be working here. I think I'm going to have to look into this a little bit further. I didn't have this scheduled up. Oh, didn't have this scheduled up either, so maybe it wasn't a good idea to do that without any schedule. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to sit here for another minute. And if nobody enters, I'm going to cancel because I really didn't check on this too much. And it looks like I should have people in here, by the way. And I don't know if that 1 viewer is me or if that 1 viewer is someone else. I really don't know. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Oh, Paul. Hello. Paul, are you the 1 person that's here? Or are you no longer here? It's a little weird because my chat is on this side. I got 2 screens. So I guess what I have to do is have it over here. Oh, well, Paul, you've hung in there. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. It's I'm trying to figure this out. Like I said, I think I might do some more of these live streams and actually Q&A. So I appreciate you hanging with me while I struggle through these technical things. This is one thing I've never done before. So Paul, given that you know what, you have access to me. Whatever questions you have, I'm here to answer them. Given that this is a live Q&A and you are the only brave soul to enter, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm actually just doing this. My wife is currently stuck in traffic, and I just attended one of these, and I figured, you know what? I'm going to join, or I'm going to launch one of these myself and kind of see how it works. And this is the test. So, Paul, if you have any questions whatsoever about websites, online business in general, any of my experience, yada, yada, happy to go over it with you if you'd like, if there's anything you have. And I don't know if you're at work, it's around 12:18. Well, Central Time, it's around 12:18. I'm currently in Brazil. So any questions you have, Paul, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just waiting for anyone else to come in here or anything else to happen. Like I said, this is a test for sure. I'm debating whether I should send a link to my email list. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. You know what? I think I will do that. Hold on one second, Paul. Hang in there. If you have questions, ask him. Otherwise, just hang in there. I'm going to send something to my email list. And I just changed email providers, but maybe we'll get a few others in here to get a real discussion going. Buffer the app, the social media one. And I'm trying, I mean, yeah, the social media management platform. I think that's what you're talking about. Not 100% sure, Paul. I'm trying to, I don't know if there's a cost associated with it. I'm just trying to keep it free. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it free. And the other thing I was thinking was that I was going to be able to utilize my, I think I've got around 3,000 followers on YouTube in and of itself. But I honestly have no idea if they've gotten a notification for this whatsoever. Yeah. So like I said, Paul, this is a little bit of a mess. Let me shoot an email to my email list and we'll see if anybody else joins. And if not, I do appreciate you coming, Paul. I'm going to, I think, start doing this a little bit more often because I actually enjoy talking about this stuff with people, but I sit inside of an office all day with my wife's stuff behind me and I work on websites all the time. So I figured, you know what? I'm pretty bored and I'm going to try something new. So let me send an email out to some people here and see if anyone else joins. But given that it wasn't scheduled up, I guess this shows, shows me exactly what I should expect, that not a lot of people are going to attend. So I'd have to schedule it up and stuff. This was just random. All right. So Paul, as you're watching this is on YouTube, right? No worries, Paul. That's fine. Okay, cool. So it is on YouTube. So that's good. All right, Paul. Well, have a good day. Thanks for hanging for the little bit that you did. And I'm going to work on this and see if I can get it a little bit better, a little bit more polished next time, huh? Thanks for coming, Paul. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Wherever at everyone, if you're watching this stream, which is probably super boring, I just sent an email to a lot of people. So we will see if anybody comes up in here for this live session. I'm hoping so, because I just want to talk about online business and websites right now. See when they click. I just want to talk about online business and websites right now. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Hello to the single person that's here right now. Oh, I got 2 viewers. What's up, guys? Guys, if you can, say hello in the chat, because like I said in my email, I'm just testing this out, and I wanted to convey some knowledge and information to you guys. If you have questions, I was just going to answer them. And hello to the third person, 4 people. Anybody who is coming here, please do me a favor. Say hello in the chat, just so I know who you are. We have some people actually shuffling in here. And I just sent this to a very big list. So anyone that joins, if you could say hello. If you have any questions about online business or websites as a whole, I'm here to answer them. Howdy, Keith. Keith, thanks for following instructions, buddy. Appreciate you joining, Keith. This is totally random, you guys, and I know you're probably like, what the hell is this? I'm actually, with the 1 Hour Professor website and everything, I'm looking to get more into kind of talking about online business websites as a whole. And I just wanted to kind of test out the idea of doing live streams from my YouTube, which actually has kind of a following, and also going from there. So Keith, or the other people who are on here, like I said already, for some people who missed it, if you haven't introduced yourself, please do so in the chat. If you have any questions about websites, basically what I'm doing is I'm just going to answer some questions for you guys as we sit here. And my wife is stuck in traffic. And when she gets home, I'm going to have to go tend to that. But until my wife gets home, I just wanted to sit on here and answer some questions for you guys. So fire away, you guys in the chat. Any questions? Maybe I should just ramble on about any particular topic. Anyone have any idea? Give me a little direction, guys. And we have 9 viewers, so it's definitely, I'm getting some people in here, which is good. And I think that there also might be a little bit of delay if you guys are chatting, because I'm in Brazil and the internet's a little slow. What up, Deficio? I think I'm saying that right. Howdy. Please tell me about AdSense website. Okay. I can definitely do that. What do you want to know about the AdSense websites? And that is, for those who don't know, anybody who has followed me or hasn't followed me. Okay, Keith, I'll get to the squeeze page in a second. So for those who have been following me or haven't been following me, you may know that I have a bunch of different websites that I work on. I'm doing some affiliate Amazon affiliate stuff now. I don't know your guys' level of like knowledge. You know, like I said, this is total test. I have no idea who's going to attend, but I've done some Amazon affiliate things. But one of the things that I've actually had a lot of success in is Google AdSense. And for those that don't know, Google AdSense is basically Google runs ads on your website for you. And when I say I've had success right now, this month, I'm getting right at around $7,000 from Google AdSense. In this month alone. And most of that is just from one website. So, you know, the Mateen Mag, the Mateen Mag, maybe, I don't know. In terms of AdSense, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking about with Google AdSense. But Google AdSense as a whole is a great way to monetize sites. The thing is that there's 2 parts to Google AdSense that I think are most important. And this is after using AdSense on multiple websites. The first part is are the ads contextual? So the one website that I have built that has done really well is jobsforfelonshub.com. And like I said, I'm building others because you know, I got to make sure that I'm you know, in other areas and in other niches so that I'm not, you know, crippled if something bad happens. But I've built a website, jobsforfelonshub.com, and I'm actually going to put that into the chat here. So if you haven't seen it, you can see. But that's the website that I built that's doing really well right now. And like I said, others are going. And basically, I've pretty much monetized almost exclusively. I've used some affiliate stuff too, but I've really monetized with Google AdSense through that. And like I said, this month I'm making around 7,000 on Google AdSense and around 500. Well, I shouldn't say that, around 1,000 with affiliate stuff. And you guys have to hold on one second. I'm going to tell my wife that she's got to hold on. I'm going to close the door and I'm going to sit here for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes and just talk to you guys. So hold on one second. She just walked in. Hey, Todd. I'm doing a really random live stream. Everybody on, a bunch of people on the 1 Hour Professor stuff. Guys, I told you, it's completely random. All right, sorry guys. So there's actually a lot of questions coming in. Great, and then we have 13 viewers. So guys, if you haven't introduced yourself, please do so in the chat. So like I was saying, Google AdSense is a great thing, but there's contextual. So it has to be contextual, meaning that the ads have to be contextual. And that just means that in context, they have to work with your website. So the Jobs for Felons Hub link that I shared in the chat there, that's the website that I have. And I'm making, like I said, around 7,000 this month. And that's not to gloat, that's just to give you an idea that this does work. And the reason why it's working is because all the ads are focused on full-time jobs, part-time jobs, warehouse jobs, that sort of thing. So people who come to the website are looking for jobs, and then the ads are contextual. Now I have another website, and I'm not going to disclose all my websites here, but I have another website in the pet niche. And in that particular niche, Google AdSense isn't working that well because the ads, number one, just don't pay enough when people do click them. And number two, they're not all that contextual. So that's the number one thing with AdSense that I found that's really important is the actual contextual and how much it is. But beyond that is how much per click pays. And I'll get to all the other questions. Roger, I see you. Deficio, I see you. With Google AdSense, so the other thing is how much you get paid per click. And that all depends on how many people, or I shouldn't say that, I should say how many companies are actually bidding on that particular area, right? So for the jobs area, a lot of companies are bidding to get traffic to their own websites. And what's happening is because of that, my own website, every time that somebody clicks, I only make, and this is the crazy thing, I only make like 25 to 30 cents per click. But when you send 1,000 clicks a day, you know, whatever it is, I don't know, 900, it depends on the day, that obviously adds up. So that's what's worked really well for me. That's a lot different. A lot of people are talking about Amazon affiliate sites. I'm doing Amazon affiliate now. I'm working into it, but it's new. And I've honestly had a lot more success with the AdSense stuff, but I've got to, you know, one of the keys to being successful with online business is you have to make sure that you diversify, because you're dead if you don't. Because if something happens to this one website that's doing really well for me, I'm in a lot of trouble. Follow up to that is, which topic is best for AdSense? Honestly, it depends. Usually you just want to look into the highest paying, like the highest paying keywords on Google AdWords, like what costs the most on Google AdWords. Usually that's lawyers, lawyers. I know mesothelioma law cases. That's the stuff that is like really, really expensive. But anything that has a high cost per click, like health insurance does, anything that has a high cost per click for advertisers is good for us and like people like me, because if someone is paying $10 to get a click to their website and that ad is showing on my website, somebody clicks it, I make, you know, 10, 20%. So I can make $1 to $2 per click on each ad. But the problem is when you niche down that far, you might not get as many clicks for the simple reason of you've kind of niched down, you know? So hopefully that makes sense. And by niche down, I mean, you know, if you're focusing on a website about mesothelioma, law cases, and lawyers, you're not going to get as much volume, right? So, okay, I'm catching up on the chat here, guys. And I have two screens, so. I'm a newbie and know nothing, but definitely want to learn. Well, Deficio, you came to the right place. There's actually a lot of good information. So the onehourprofessor.com website is my own. I'm not trying to self-promote here. There's a free course that I give you and everything, but if you go on there, you can actually get a free mini course on things. Like I said, I don't want to self-promote here. That's not why I'm here, but it'll help you if you're a beginner. Can I recommend any done-for-you niche site building services? So Roger, the only one that I know of that has a reasonably good, and all you viewers, please say hello in the chat. I'd love to say hello to you guys. So Roger, the answer to your question, sorry, I got sidetracked. The answer to your question, the only one that I know is called Human Proof Designs. And that's like a totally done for you niche site building service. But I personally feel, and this is how I feel about anything you do with online business, you need to dive in and do this stuff yourself and try to do it yourself to even know if they're good. I mean, I've heard some decent things about them. I've personally never used them. I absolutely prefer to build my own thing from scratch. And doing that, it can be pretty expensive, I imagine. to get someone else to build a website for you completely. But I do know that sites out there exist, but how reputable they are and how good they are, I don't know. So if I could advise anything, I would say get in, do it yourself, learn it and understand how it works a little bit. And then, go from there. Now, I will say, hey, Lynn, I will say, Roger, one thing to know is that my websites now that I build, now that I have some, and this is great if you have the funds to help you do this, the websites that I build now, I don't write. I usually am just the copywriter. So the content comes to me, I read over it, correct anything, give my writers feedback and post it. So it's not so much built for you, but it takes a lot of that hard work out of it. And I'm right now, I think, working on 4 or 5 different websites. I'd actually have to count. But I just have writers in different places and I just post content. So not the hardest thing in the world to do, for sure. So I don't see any ads there on Jobs for Felons Hub. Are the attorneys paying you or question mark? Keith, I don't think, howdy Uday. Keith, I don't think that you went to the right website. Oh, you know what? Maybe Keith, are you just, if you're talking about just the homepage? So actually, let me go ahead and cover this. This is something that's important. So usually when somebody builds a website, they think that the homepage is like their main page and this, that, and the other. And yes, your homepage is important, but actually your homepage is really your first impression to people. And I don't want to fill that page up with ads, personally. The most traffic pages on my website are the Jobs for Felons page as the #1 traffic page because it ranks really well on Google. But in addition to that, it is a ton the blog posts. I mean, right now the Jobs for Felons Hub page or website, I think has like around 2,000 pages, which is crazy. And that's a lot of content, but it's not all blog posts. I'm a big fan of doing, different resources. And obviously I created, or I found, I shouldn't say I created, I found a community that was really underserved. Jobs for Felons Hub speaks for itself. I help felons find jobs. But what I found was that it was much more than just jobs. It was housing. It was reentry programs. It's getting a felony off the record, expungement services. So there's a lot. So yeah, I basically found that niche and then I basically branched out. It started just as jobs. And then I was like, well, this is too small. I can do more. And now that website gets, I don't even know, 150,000 people a month to it, which is quite frankly kind of sad. But I'm able to provide them with a helpful service and make, some pretty good money on the side. And I'm not charging a thing. I don't charge any money for it. No courses, nothing. I just have some affiliate relationships set up, but this particular group of people, they don't really have that much money, obviously. So, it's not me trying to get money out of them. It's just saying, hey, here's a free resource. And usually like a free resource, for example, you asked, Keith, so the bulk of my money is from ads. Like I said, around 7,000 on Google AdSense this month. Definitely the bulk of my money is there, that I make is from there. But yes, I have affiliates, set up. One of them is attorneys, for, different, whatever the lead type is, I actually get a commission off of. So, expungement leads, right now I just signed a new partnership where I get $20 per lead. Usually I send 20 to 25 leads a month. So I should get around $500 from that. And I'm building, the other, I have divorce attorneys and all the other things on there too. So that's actually, yeah, that's how I'm making money. And hello, 14 people, 14 viewers. I see a few of you in chat, but anybody else, if you have questions, please jump in there. No problem with the information. And Joel, sorry, I missed you there, Joel. Glad that you could attend. Appreciate you coming in here. Sorry, I'm probably making loud noises. Glad that you were able to come in here, and it's cool to see that you guys are finding this helpful. Like I said, let me know if you find this stuff helpful. I could talk, for an hour a week or whatever, or even more. I don't know. I'm just trying to see how this is going, and we've got some viewers, so I figure we're doing okay. I know it's completely random, but it's good to connect with you guys. So Lynn asks, and all you other people are shy. Quit being so shy. Seriously, go ahead and ask a question. Uday said, hello. Lynn asks, where do you source your content writers from? Lynn, this is one of the, I always say what I have to say and people think I'm crazy. So one of the things that I do, and this I think is really surprising to people. So first off, Upwork is always one of the places that people are going to recommend. And I'm going to go ahead and I can't actually put the link in there, but I'll put the URL in the chat. So Upwork.com, if you're not familiar with it, great place, very, a ton of writers. And where do I source my content writers from? So Lynn, basically what I do, I go onto Upwork and I put, I'll put the job up there and I will give them, I basically create templates, right? I create a template and I think, I'm actually not 100% sure if this is in my Authority website course. I honestly don't even know. I'm not trying to self-promote today. That's why I've got to check on that. But I create templates. I think it is in there. I'm pretty sure it is. But I create templates and I basically hand them a template and say, hey, this is what you need to follow, and then submit the articles to me. So I just use Upwork to do it. I always, Lynn, one thing is I'll always source them almost always from the US. It's every time I've tried India, the Philippines, anywhere else, it's just never worked for me. And I know that the follow-up question, which everybody asks, is, well, how much do you pay your writers? And usually, and I say this and people are like, that's crazy. You can't get good content for that. But I found some great writers, especially Jobs for Felons Hub. It's all writers, usually between $1 to $2 per 100 words is what I say, which is usually about a penny to 2 pennies per word. And I like the per word method because I basically, what I'll do is I'll do keyword research and then I'll say, okay, we need to cover this particular topic. And then I'll go to the writer and I'll say, hey, here's your blog post idea. I don't let them come up with blog post ideas. I do keyword research and find the blog post that I want written, the content I want written. And then I say, here's your, the content that you need to write. And then I basically say, go ahead and write it. And, I choose the per word method because I don't want them to stop at 1,000 words because, they only get paid up to 1,000 words. I like the per word method personally. I tell them no fluff, no BS, don't write a bunch of crap that doesn't matter. And I will, after I get done and get their article, I'll email them back with feedback on it. But basically what I do is I say, yeah, go ahead and write it, as many words as you need. And I usually give them a range. I usually say 750 to 100 or 750 to 1,000 words. But it can depend. If you really need a really in-depth page or guide, 1,500, 2,000 words is possible. So $1 to $2 for every 100 words, you're looking at, $10 to $20 per 1,000 words. Most people will tell you need to pay at least $3 to $5 per 100 words. But if I could make that money, I'd probably become a writer. I don't know. I mean, I have this argument. I don't mean to have this argument with writers, but as a small bootstrapped entrepreneur, I don't have all that money in the world. So it's like, I've got to have enough money to pay my content writers. So yeah, Lynn, I get them from Upwork. The other place that I get them, and this is what I was alluding to in the beginning that I didn't say. The other place that I get them is I get them from Jobs for Felons Hub. So not a lot of people realize this, but it's 100% free. And I've told some people about this. I don't tell everyone about this. It's 100% free to go on the website, the Jobs for Felons Hub website that I have. And again, I'm not trying to plug this because it is free. If you go to that URL, you can actually just post. Oh, and when I put, see guys, I told you I'm just learning. So when I put HTTPS, the full URL in there, it will link. So if you actually go to that URL and you post a job for a writer and just say, hey, it's work from home, you can write. That's actually a great place to get a writer. I've had some success. I really have for getting some people. And I feel like everyone thinks with the felons, like, oh, it's, some uneducated person who has no idea how to write. Not true. There's some white collar people in there who really need work as well. And I've had some success with it. So I've used that and I've used Upwork, but my process is the same. I give them a template. And if it's out of Upwork, I say, hey, you guys have to give me, you have to pay me through PayPal. And I think the beauty about writers too, Lynn, is that when you have writers, you don't need to monitor the minutes and hours that they work. You just look at it by word, right? And you just say, okay, you don't care if it took them 2, 5, 10 hours. You just care about the words, and that's how you pay. So that's what I've done. Do you do your own revisions, or do you require them to do it? So Lynn, what I do, and I see the other comments here, Joel, DeFisi, I'll get to them in a second. So Lynn, what I do, when I have revisions that I need done, usually I'll actually do them, but so I'll take the article and I'll go over it. And as I'm revising it, I'll basically open up an email in Gmail and I'll just create bullet points and say, you need to fix this and point out the thing. You need to fix this and point out the thing. And from what I have found, if you have good writers, from what I found is that as you do that and as you say, hey, this was good, but this was good, but, and I also, one thing I will say is I make it really clear to them and I say, hey, I'm not going to pat you on the back. You know, you're doing a good job otherwise, but these emails are just for me to tell you where there's areas for improvement, and that's it. So there's no fluff of like, hey, really good job on this article. I really appreciate that. I don't do any of that. I just cut straight to the, you know, through the crap, right to the bullet points. And I say, hey, point number one, you should have done this in the paragraph. You didn't. Point number two, you should have done this. You need an, and I basically go through that with them. And over time, Lynn, what I found that happens after 3, 4, 5 articles, they actually start to really do what you need them to do, which is awesome, right? So I'm getting to the point with, you know, it takes time, but you get to the point with your writers where they're handing in articles and you're reading over them and like you're correcting 1 or 2 grammar things or maybe a spelling issue, and that's it. So Lynn, right now, that's how I do it. I'm actually going to eventually, my plan is to outsource it to have a web content manager for my websites, the bigger ones, that actually does that part, and I can completely take myself out of it. But I'm not there yet. So we'll see. Okay, good question, Lynn. So Joel, for web building and marketing, what software is most important? Which is most useful to own first? Desktop, laptop, tablet, or sell first? So Joel, for web building and marketing, well, I can talk about web building because marketing, I'm a huge proponent of doing SEO. So search, for those who don't know, search engine optimization, which is basically in Google, you do a Google search, you have the top 3 results, or maybe top 5, depending on what Google's doing. You have the top results. Those are all ads. Below that is the organic results, which is what SEO focuses on doing. So when I focus on SEO, that basically means that I focus on making my websites rank organically. I'm not paying Google Ads, or I'm not paying for Google AdWords. I'm not paying Facebook marketing. I'm basically just driving traffic with Google searches and YouTube searches. So with that being said, the software that's most important, I think, Joel, there's 2 things that you absolutely must have. Absolutely must have. And again, not to plug myself here, but it's in my free mini course. If you go to onehourprofessor.com, you'll see all this stuff written down with very specific lectures. And it is free. It's a free mini course. But yeah, so Joel, what I usually say is you have to have a theme of some sort. I prefer Thrive Themes, which is basically a platform that has a lot of different tools that website owners really, really need. And I'm in love with it. I mean, I've been using them for, I don't know, ever since I started using them is when I became really successful, because they have not just the themes, but they have one tool that was Thrive Content Builder, which is now Thrive Architect. And I haven't written a review on it yet. I haven't had time. But Thrive Architect is really good for making like really cool looking pages. Like here, let me, okay. The page that I shared, the Hire a Felon page, this page right here, that was built with Thrive Architect, right? This page, hold on one second. And I'm just sharing this URL. You guys have a ton of different websites. I'm sharing this URL because this is the one that I shared publicly. This page was built with not Thrive Architect, Thrive Content Builder, which is now Thrive Architect. So it's basically built with that service. And you can see that there's some pretty unique design elements there. If you were to, and people get surprised by this, if you were to ask me to code a website, I'd be completely lost. I can't code. I'm not a coder. But it turns out I'm pretty decent with using some of these other tools. So you would need, Joel, you would need a theme. And like I said, I like Thrive themes. And there's a whole thing on, hold on, let me get one more link. I'm sorry, guys. I actually didn't expect this many people. I thought like 1 or 2. So I'm glad you guys are all here. So I might actually do these a little bit more. And if you guys find them helpful, and hopefully I am. So Thrive Themes, the link, and this isn't an affiliate link. This is a very, very, very significant tutorial I built out about them. So hopefully that will help you. So it would be Thrive Themes would be number 1, and number 2 would be a keyword research tool. I still prefer, I don't know if you're new, maybe you haven't heard of it, maybe you have. I still prefer Longtail Pro, their keyword research tool. And I'm just going to start copying and pasting links into the chat so that you guys can see them. That one is an affiliate link, but Longtail Pro, what it does, so a lot of tools out there, and people don't realize this, they'll check on the competition of the ads rankings. Like they'll check on Google AdWords. Like if you go to Google AdWords keyword research tool, which is a common thing that people do, it'll tell you what's the competition, low, medium, or high. That's actually the competition for the paid ads. It has nothing to do with organic or the natural search engine rankings. I don't know if I'm talking over your head right now, Joel, if you're understanding me, but basically Longtail Pro makes it so that you can go into there, you can type a keyword, and then you can say, how competitive is this organically? So on the natural search results, how competitive is this? So that's what I use for that. So I would say those are the two things: a good theme, and hopefully like a content builder or the Thrive Architect, and then also a keyword research tool. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely crucial. You have to do keyword research because if you don't, you might enter into the wrong niche and it'll go terribly. Okay, catching up on chat. Uday, if you were starting all over, completely fresh. Oh, I love these questions. All right, completely fresh with all that you have done over the years, your Udemy courses, websites, YouTube videos, list building, etc. Which one would you start with first? Uday, awesome question. And the answer is I would absolutely 110% focus on authority websites, without a doubt in my mind. And why do I say that? Because that is 95% of my income. I tried Udemy. You know, a lot of you in here are from my Udemy courses, and thanks for taking the courses. But at the end of the day, my Udemy courses, they didn't pay enough because I'd have to sell a course that I spent. I mean, I spent a lot of time and hours on those courses. And not only that, I outsource a lot of the video creation. It cost me like $500 to $1,000 to create a course. And it takes me 4 months to recuperate that cost. And honestly, Udemy, you can make some money there. I actually know someone, a friend of mine, he's in a mastermind with me. He makes good money on Udemy. I mean, he makes, to the tune of about $5,000 a month, but he's really, he creates a ton of courses in there. So I don't like Udemy personally. YouTube videos was kind of just like, the YouTube videos that I create are like, hey, there's an issue right here. I don't know how to solve this. And then I figure out how to solve it. And I'm like, I'm going to go tell everyone else how to solve that issue. That's the only way that my YouTube videos started. I've also got a vlog with my wife, my beautiful wife, who is in the other room probably cursing my name because I was like, oh, it'll be a few minutes. And now I'm like, I don't know, going on a half hour, but I'm having fun, guys. I'm glad that you're here. So my YouTube videos, that's something I've done. Never really tried to make a lot of money. My wife is actually a very famous YouTuber in Brazil. She's got 2.3 million followers in Brazil, believe it or not, which is kind of crazy. And I think that's one of the reasons why we connected so well, because we're both nerds. But yeah, Uday, I would do authority websites because from what I can tell, authority websites, like forget about this whole website thing. Just forget about it. What you're doing when you create an authority website in a specific topic is you're creating something that a group of people are really passionate about, and you're giving them all a way to connect with each other, right? Jobs for Felons Hub, and this is how I do all my websites. I'm not going to disclose all the URLs, but Jobs for Felons Hub is really helping all the people who are felons and need jobs. Huge need. And by the way, if you ever see competitors and you're like, oh, I can't do it. There was 5 competitors in this niche before. It's not like it wasn't done. It was done, but I saw it and I was like, I can do better than this. These guys aren't doing that well. There's a lot of things I can do. And I put all my eggs into that basket, and thank goodness it paid off. So yeah, Uday, I would absolutely do authority websites. And I would focus there first because I genuinely feel like that's what's going to do best. And also, Udemy courses, all these other things. Websites right now, they sell at a multiple of 30 times monthly revenue. That being said, assuming Jobs for Felons Hub consistently makes $7,500 a month, I could at any time go onto a marketplace and try to sell that for around $225,000, which is crazy even to me, and that's a lot of money. And some people are like, why don't you sell it? Well, if I were to sell it, I wouldn't have any monthly income. I mean, I'd have some because I still teach on the side. But yeah, I absolutely recommend that because not only is an authority website going to make you money monthly, but it can be an asset that you sell. And that can be really big. And if you're ever wondering, people who want to sell or buy their website, one of the links I'm going to share right now is, and you may know this, you may not, Flippa.com, which is a great place to buy and sell website, there is a lot of crap on there. Be very careful what you buy there. There's a lot of crap and a lot of scams. But if you look at it and you do a full backlink analysis to see what's good and what's not, you should be able to tell what's the crap and what's not. I think I'm too much of a, okay, getting back to the chat. Sorry, guys. Lynn, I think I'm too much of a control freak to completely take myself out of the process. Lynn, I get it. I am a total control freak. However, here's what and this is what I always preach to people. I look at it this way. Right now I'm still a copywriter, which is fine, right? I'm still a copywriter. But at the end of the day, it takes me, let's just say it takes me 5 hours a week. If I can hire someone to do my work at $10 or $15 an hour in America, who's, a better writer than me, frankly, I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty good writer, but I'm not the best out there. If I can hire someone at $10 to $15 an hour, and you can, because usually in rural areas, they'll charge less, to do the whole thing and post everything for you, basically is 5 hours of your life worth $10 or worth $50. That's the way I look at it, is 5 hours of my life worth $50. Absolutely. At the end of, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm not going to be like, man, I'm so glad I spent all that time copywriting. That's not what's going to happen. So that's the way I look at it. But again, it takes money to get there. You can't, like in the beginning, I was doing the writing. Well, some of the writing, I actually hired my writer pretty early. I did a little bit of the writing just to kind of immerse myself in the subject. I wrote an ebook to immerse myself. But other than that, I pretty much handed it off to everyone else and then just QA'd everything. And obviously it works. So yeah, if anything, Lynn, I would recommend just become a copywriter. It's easier. Uday, that actually segues really nicely into this one. Would you outsource to begin with or do a lot yourself initially? I would, Uday, do a lot myself initially. And I say that because when you do a lot yourself, you learn a lot yourself. I have, like I said, I have a few websites that I'm building now, and I outsource a lot of the content, but I am, number one, the copywriter. So I'm doing a lot of reading over things. And number two is I usually build the websites, and I always build, like if you see the navigational pages, like on Jobs for Felons Hub, there's, the Start Here page, homepage, Jobs for Felons, resources. I built those pages. So I understand those main pages. I understand that well. And then all the like blog posts and stuff, I just hire that stuff out, and then I read over it. And honestly, you can learn so much just by being a copywriter. You look over it, you learn and you read and you learn and you read. And eventually you're like, I'm a pretty good expert in the subject. Like I said, I'm in the pet niche. I'm not going to tell any more specifics other than that, except it's for a specific breed. That's all I'll say. And I am an expert on this breed, and I knew nothing about them prior to starting the website. So yeah, you can become an expert just by doing that. Other questions? James, sorry for taking so long to get into you, James. Thanks for asking the question. What is an effective strategy to convert leads to buyers in affiliate marketing? Honesty. That's, James, in my opinion, that's what it is. I'm a big fan of, just being honest with affiliate marketing. If something's good and you use it, by all means, talk about it. Do a tutorial in it. Write a blog post that talks about it as a tutorial. And also in that blog post, include a video from YouTube of you doing it. One of the things that, and I don't know how many of you guys found me this way, one of the things that I've done a lot of is I'll create a blog post and I'll actually embed videos in there about that particular software or thing that I'm doing a tutorial of, because you get traffic from YouTube, you get traffic to your website, and they actually really complement each other, especially on your website, because one of the key indicators to Google for ranking is how long people spend on the site. And I can tell you right now, when you have a video on your blog post, people may not read your blog post at all, but it doesn't matter because people watch the YouTube video that you embedded from your own channel. So that is a huge, huge bonus for ranking. So I like to do that. For me, that's a really effective way to convert leads to buyers in affiliate marketing. So yeah, just be honest and get really detailed. I mean, excuse me, let me take a drink of water, guys. Hold on one second. The amount of, oh God, I'm going to die. Okay, sorry. The amount of, time that I put into, so I talked about it. One of the recommended resource I have is this Thrive Themes software I talked about. James, that particular post, I think I put about 20 hours into, and you'll see why, because it's not just written content, it's also videos. So it's content, video, content, video. People spend so long on that page because of that, because it's not just the content, it's also video. And some people like video, some people like to read. It depends. So if you combine them, you can do really well. So yeah, so just be honest with affiliate marketing, and don't forget to embed links and like tell people anytime that you talk about a software, you can build a short code or a short link. And I use a plugin that is called Pretty Link, which was actually a big one for Pat Flynn. And for some reason, it's going to redirect you to the Brazilian version of WordPress here. My apologies. But that particular plugin makes it so that you can do a pretty link. So basically for me, it's like you see the links I've been sharing, onehourprofessor.com/resource/longtailpro. Somebody clicks on that and they end up right after they click on it, they end up, going to the affiliate link. But it's not this ugly link that's like, .com/affiliate/1278, all these other things. It's just a really pretty link. So I like that one personally. I'm a big fan of using Pretty Link. Okay. Let me see here. How to write unique content. That one is a little bit vague. My apologies. That's a little too vague for me. How to write unique content. All I'll say about unique content, I should say that all my writers, if they ever copy paste anything, they're in a lot of trouble. I make it real clear. This has to be unique. And you can actually use a tool called, I guess I know a lot of different tools, huh? You can use a tool called Copyscape for anything that they submit to you to check where that content came from. And it basically checks the originality. So if they copied and pasted a lot of stuff, you run it through Copyscape. And if a lot of stuff comes back, you could turn around and be like, what is this? I'm not paying you for this. And that's fine. You could fire the writer for that. That would be a fireable offense to me. So how to write unique content. First off, just make sure that they're not plagiarizing completely from someone. And in general, at the end of the day, you can write unique content, but like everything that you're going to do, I feel like on the internet, almost everything is already done. Almost everything's already written about. So, instead of spending your time worrying about the unique content, just focus on making good content. That's really all that it's about. It's about looking at a topic and saying, okay, what are the 3 to 5 things I should really cover about the topic? And then just straight up doing it. I usually, when I do it, when I'm writing, I usually will go out if there's something I don't know, and I usually write about stuff I know. So I don't have to do a ton of research. But if I do have to do a lot of research, I'll just go out and look at the top Google search results, 3 or 4 of them, read through the articles, and then I go back and I write it myself. And I don't plagiarize by any means that way. I'm just understanding the top 3 or 4 results to really understand it. And then I go and write it myself. And I prefer to do that because I feel like if you, read too much or one article or anything, there's a lot of similarities there. So I feel like when you get like the 3 to 4 top results and you read through them and look through them, you have a general understanding of everything, right? And you can kind of write it yourself at that point. So, Boppin, I think your name is Boppin Brady. Not 100% sure. Boppin. Is Minecraft suitable for the faint-hearted? I have absolutely no idea. That's a very weird question. Sorry. My nephew plays Minecraft. That's all I got for you. I don't do Minecraft, so I can't answer that one. Uday thinks it was very helpful. No problem. Lynn, appreciate that Heimlich maneuver or the Heimlich maneuver, not remover. It worked. Appreciate that. So Lynn asks, is it really true? And hello, Blythe3, maybe? I'll answer your question in a second. Thanks for asking. Lynn, is it really true that my original content is automatically copywritten as soon as I publish it on my site? Lynn, I'm not a lawyer. I have no idea. Here's what I can tell you. If somebody copies and pastes your content directly onto their website, you can do what's called a DMCA notice, which is basically saying, hey, it's like Digital Management Copyright Act, I think is what it stands for. And that basically is saying, hey, you copied this straight from my website. You can't do that. Take this thing down. And it's kind of like a it's not a big deal. It's like an idle threat, but most people will take it down because they're like, oh crap, this person, might really, really do something here. So I think it kind of scares some people. But is it automatically copywritten? I honestly cannot tell you. Again, if somebody's copying and pasting your content, not only can you do that, but you can also rest assured that Google, as long as your site's, not brand new, today or yesterday or whatever, you can rest assured that Google realizes that they're copying your stuff. They're going to do that. And for the most part, they're probably going to get nailed by Google. And anybody who does that, Lynn, they're not going to win. In the long haul, they are absolutely not going to win. So I wouldn't stress out too much about people like that. To me, they're just like, whatever. I'm not a big fan of those people. But yeah, is it actually copywritten? I mean, I kind of think so, but like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I don't want to answer that one. That's a law one, and I'm scared. So Blythe 3, hi Ron, what Yoast products do you use, pay for, Udaman? Well, thanks, Udaman. I appreciate that. What Yoast products do I use or pay for? I use one, Yoast SEO, which, let me get the link for you guys. I don't pay for anything. You actually don't need to pay for anything with Yoast SEO. They kind of hide it, but if you go into an advanced area, you can, and you click advanced on the plugin, you can actually unlock a ton of stuff for free. It's completely free. They get a lot of people, I think, when they're like, oh, you can get this with the upgrades. You don't need any of that. I use Yoast SEO. That has worked for me. And I mean, years I've been using this one, Blythe. Years and years and years. Joel, I think it's recorded. Sorry, I don't know. Like I said, I really don't know. And it's going to be funny because some of you guys will go back in to watch this and you're going to see in my first 10 minutes, I was like sitting there awkward. I think I burped a few times. I was like sending out emails as I was live. I'm just testing it out, but I'm actually really happy all you guys are here. I'm having fun with this. So I think I'm going to do this more often. I'll get it on a real schedule and you guys can attend again. But back to the question, Blythe. So yeah, Yoast products, I use Yoast SEO. I actually had a failed, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. I still fail just like anyone else. So I have a failed website that a partner and I worked on, which is goodnewsgum.com. I got you. I think it is, Joel. I think so. I think that this is recorded. I think it'll be on my YouTube. I honestly don't know. I just did this spur of the moment. Howdy, Abdul. So that is my failed website that I built. And I don't mind disclosing that one because it failed. It was basically a news website focusing on positive news. So Blythe, the reason why I'm telling you this is that we actually used one other tool, which was really helpful that I did pay for from Yoast, which was Yoast SEO for news websites. I don't remember the exact name of the plugin, but the Yoast SEO for news plugin was really good because if you have a news website, you have to have a different sitemap. I don't know if I'm speaking over your head. It gets pretty technical, but if you have a news website, you have to get Yoast SEO for news. Any other website, just get Yoast SEO and end it right there. That's always worked for me. I've never needed more. I've never found that much more value in Yoast products. I know that there's some there, but me personally, that's all I've done that's worked. So Lynn is talking about Minecraft. Yes. Yes, and Minecraft is a huge game. My nephew absolutely loved it. Watches all the, I don't know, there's some like Brontosaurus guy or something. I don't remember his name. Some YouTuber who does Minecraft, makes like millions of dollars. Insane. Stupid YouTubers. Yeah. So yeah, Minecraft is great for kids. I don't know, but we'll move on from that one. So Lynn, they should at least keep a link to you, right? Lynn, absolutely. No one should ever copy your content. So what we're referring to earlier, if you didn't catch it, we're referring to, Lynn asked, is content automatically copywritten on your website? My answer to that was, I don't know, because I'm not a lawyer, but if people copy and paste your content, should they at least link up to you? Absolutely. They should call you as a source. They should do all this stuff. Lynn, if you're dealing with this right now and someone's copied it, and send them a DMCA notice, DMCA. Send them a notice and tell them to take it down. If not that, then yeah, I mean, they should absolutely link to you and say, hey, this was sourced from this piece. And usually you'll get that, Lynn, if you do partnerships with other websites, like two food bloggers would maybe do this, where one says, hey, this recipe is from Happy Food, and then they get a link and then they do it. And then the other blogger does it back to them, like that sort of thing. But yeah, everyone should absolutely link to you if they're copying your content. Luis. I know Luis. Howdy, buddy. It usually just uploads when you're done with the live. Well, there you go. So guys, this will be available for review after it's done. Luis, I'll get to you in a second. All right, guys. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to answer from Luis down to Luis saying, haha, and I've got to cut this thing. But I'm really happy that you guys came here. There's 16 viewers right now. This is like totally spur of the moment. I seriously thought I'd get one person in here. So again, if you're watching the replay, fast forward those first 10 minutes because I was clearing my throat. Like I said, I think I burped. I was like, oh, I've got to get some emails out there and like invite some people. So I'm so happy all you guys came. This is actually pretty cool. So I'll do this more often, I promise. But let me see here. So Blythe 3, I saw you paid for Yoast product on your monthly expense sheet. Blythe, you really follow me. That's the one that I'm referring to. Yeah, it was the Yoast News SEO plugin. And it was just for that Good News Gum website that I just shared, which has completely failed. And that failed for a number of reasons. Well, I won't even get into it. No one asked that questions. I know why it failed. My partner and I know why it failed. We're going to focus instead on creating a new authority website. And I think I will just say it, if you guys are in the news niche or you're thinking about it, I found it extremely difficult and extremely hard to do. It's hard to succeed. So, Lynn, I've learned to embrace the idea of fail forward. As long as I'm learning something, I'm okay with it. That was a tough one for me to get comfortable with. Lynn just said one of the best comments of the whole thing. So Lynn, the idea of failing forward. If you don't fail, you're not going to succeed. I'm not trying to be like some motivational guy here. That's not really I'm not like that rah-rah type at all, actually. But the reality is, I genuinely feel like I don't feel like I fail. I feel like I basically am taught a big lesson. The Good News Gum website, I know what went wrong now. And I tried to get into the news niche and I was like, holy cow, I could really do this. No, I couldn't. So that's one thing I think everybody in here should know. If you're starting anything, you're going to fail. And I don't mean to be insulting. You're just going to fail, and you're going to fail a lot, and it's going to happen over and over and over. But it's never a failure if you genuinely learn as you fail or why you fail. Like whenever I fail, I step back, I lick my wounds, so to speak. I step back and I say, okay, what is it that went wrong? What could I have done better? What happened here? Why did it suck? Right? And I focus on that. And when I do that, I tend to basically learn a really good lesson, which is awesome. So yeah, just make sure you're learning lessons as you're failing, and you won't actually fail. You'll eventually make enough failures to where you will avoid those mistakes. And then all of a sudden you'll be like, hey, I can actually do this. So New Life Artworks, great teacher, very authentic, better than good enough quality sound and video, learning a lot. Thanks. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know what your real name is. I doubt your birth name is New Life Artworks. I'm sure it's a business name, but I do appreciate you with a nice compliment. Thank you so much. Luis, my boy. All right. Hey, Ron, with Google PageSpeed Insights, does a bad score affect SEO? If so, do you know what's a good enough score is? Luis, yes. So PageSpeed Insights, for those who don't know, that basically relates to a tool that Google has that tells you how fast your web pages load. And the slower your page loads, it's going to have a negative impact on your search engine optimization, your SEO. I can confirm, Luis, that yes, it does have a bad score and impact, or a bad score would impact your SEO. But I personally think that that's a minimal amount that it impacts the SEO. And I say that because JavaScript Fountains Hub on certain pages is ungodly slow. But the content is very good, and the time on the page is very good, and the click-through rate is very good. No problem, Blythe. The click-through rate is very good. So I feel like, yes, I know page speed impacts it. I don't actually know how much, like on the scale of like 1 to 100, how much it's going to impact it, but I would put it on the lower end. Ideally, you want to make sure that you're trying to make your page speed good. But at the end of the day, if your page is loading a little slow because you have 5,000 words and a ton of resources on the page, so be it. Like Google's most worried about serving the best search results. So that's, for me, it hasn't been a huge deal, but yes, try to make your pages as fast as possible. And you can use what Luis talked about, the Google Page Speed Insights tool to do that. And I'm not going to put a link just because my wife wants me to go work out. So yeah, it's Google Page Speed Insights. New Life Artworks again. Is there someone typing for one of our professor? Like, I don't see them typing. No, it's all me. This is all me. You're getting raw. You're getting Ron Gone Wild. No, I'm doing this all myself. Randy, thanks for the email. Much appreciated. No problem, Randy. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Ron. I really appreciate what you're doing. I went to your website. Can't see how to get on your email list. So Lynn, that was actually what I was going to close this with. Not because I want to try to push you guys into a product. I really, honestly, I don't. I know that this stuff works. I've done it myself. I've done it on the Jobs for Felons Hub website. The 1 Hour Professor website makes $500 to $1,000 a month. My websites make money. I know what I'm doing. I don't like the hard sale crap. I really, really dislike that. And like at this point, I'm not going to become a millionaire off of the courses that I have. But Lynn, what I do is I actually have this link, which will send you basically to a little bit of a story, because I want you to understand where I came from and how things happened. And at the end of that, Lynn, you'll see a email list. And you also get, you'll also get a free, 100% free mini course that starts you down this path. Though based on what you were asking, I'm thinking maybe you're already a little bit past just, I don't know how to do it at all. But Lynn, it should help you for sure. And everyone else who's still here, we have 15 people. Some of you are quiet, but I thank you for coming. Anyone else that's on here, if you click on that, you can basically read and understand a little bit about the progression. I talk about failures in there, and what I really do is I talk about a lot of the truths in online business. I think there's like 12 to 15 points, and everything. I put a lot of time into that, you guys, because I feel like it's written pretty well. I really want you guys to understand that like this online business stuff, it isn't for everyone. I genuinely feel like if you really want to, work from home for yourself, be able to get yelled at by your wife at 3:20 because you're not working out, that sort of thing, then you need to, really get into it. One of the good ways is to just, like I said, click on that, go to the end, read through it because it really is helpful. There's a lot of lessons in there. And then at the end, there's a mini course for you to sign up for. 100% free mini course, no pitch for that mini course. That's just it. Guys, this was awesome. This was actually so much fun. I'm so happy. I have 17 viewers right now. I don't even know how many people watch this, but this was really cool. I'm going to do this more often. I'll probably try to do it once a week or something, but yeah, this was really fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Sincerely, that was really cool. This is a lot of fun for me. And yeah, and Blythe, thanks. Been a long time fan. Didn't know I had any fans. Appreciate that. Luis, go work out. I will be doing that. And Kenya, you're welcome. All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining. This was really cool. I will definitely do this a little bit more often. So like I said, check out the 1 Hour Professor thing that I linked to there. And also, I'm trying to think. I want to make sure that you guys can get my my emails when I do. Well, let me put it this way. If you got on today, you got an email from me saying, hey, I'm doing this. So make sure that you do this and come to these if you can in the future. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Keith, thanks. Thanks, everyone. This is cool. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.